As a companion, you're going to chart on the companion rounder documentation. If you haven't already charted on this patient, you can simply type companion into the search box on the right. It will pull this flow sheet up. You must chart on this flow sheet every hour. As the companion, you're going to chart the companion rounder location, the companion checks, companion observation, companion redirections, and the redirection tracking. The nurse is going to be responsible for the companion grading scale and the nurse review. And then once you give a report, that's the only time you would chart the companion care handoff. A few things to point out. This box right here, you can't add anything to this. This is a read-only box. This is where your cumulative score of the number of redirections over the previous 4 hours is going to auto-populate. So we would chart our value in here. It'll drop down to here and it'll add to whatever we have charted before. So as we're completing this flow sheet, we would go through all of the boxes. So you'll select, am I a rounder, telesitter, or face-to-face sitter? What is my patient's behavior over the last hour? What have I observed them doing? What safety precautions do I have in place? If I've completed my 5 Ps, what interventions did I have to do, which would be respond to bed check, chair check, reorientating the patient, or stopping the patient from pulling lines, tubes, and drains. Were my interventions successful or unsuccessful? By that, we mean if I can verbally redirect my patient and say, Mrs. Smith, please don't get out of bed, and she listens, that was a successful intervention. If I say, Mrs. Smith, please don't get out of bed, and she continues to climb out of bed and I have to walk over and stop her, that would be an unsuccessful intervention. This is important because when the nurse is deciding what level of intervention is needed, we are going to look at the unsuccessful interventions over the last 4 hours. So this would be an example of what our 4 hours of documentation would look like. It is very important to document in chronological order when using this flow sheet. Say I forgot to chart my 1 p.m. assessment. I were to go back, insert a column. I fill everything out as I'm supposed to, and I put in my interventions and hit file. As you can see, this is not going to update anything that's already been filed. So my count here should really be 12, but because my 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. charting has already been documented, no matter what I chart behind it, it will not change.